Okay, guys, so when you become awake and you realize that your entire reality is speaking to you, the entire universe is speaking to you, delivering messages from your higher self in every moment, this can be quite overwhelming initially, okay? And people with autism or ADHD, right? People who get diagnosed with these conditions, right? These have these labels put on them. They're just really sensitive people, and a lot of us are. There's a lot of people like myself out there who are just extremely sensitive to energy, and it's actually a real gift. I guarantee you, if I went to a psychiatrist or my doctor and told them about the synchronicities that I experience and how tuned in I am to my reality and how it speaks to me through the clouds and the birds, the animals, the trees, the plants, the fungi, the people, the numbers, right? If I shared that with my doctor, they would probably label that as psychosis. They would probably tell me that my brain is quite autistic. Maybe I have ADHD, but I don't put any labels or limitations on myself. And so when you go through a spiritual awakening and ascension in your frequency, and you raise your consciousness, you will start to tune in more deeply, because what you're doing is you're dropping into a deeper level of presence. You are mastering being present in the present moment. And so you start to tune in, and the synchronicities will start to show up. You'll start to see repeating numbers and repeating patterns. You'll start to see archetypes and stories and narratives that repeat, right? A lot of the stories from Gospels, scriptures, religious texts, right? Everything's already happened, right? Because creation is finished. So every story, every narrative, everything that you could ever imagine has already been created, right? Creation is finished, right? The stories and the narratives and the patterns, they just repeat themselves across the multiple layers of reality. Okay, and there was a being by the name of Thoth, okay, who was around 36,000 years ago. He scribed the emerald tablets in stone in ancient Sumeria, which is now known as modern day Iraq, right? Thoth then went to Greece, where he was known as Hermes, and from the teachings of Hermes came Hermeticism. And these are the laws that govern our physical universe. And there's a law called the law of correspondence. As above, so below. Patterns repeat across the different layers of reality. So that's the law of correspondence as taught by Thoth, the scribe of the gods. The being that we know as Yeshua or Jesus was an incarnation of Thoth, the Atlantean. That's where Jesus got all his knowledge from. If you study the emerald tablets from ancient Sumeria 36,000 years ago. But yeah, as you start to spiritually awaken and ascend your frequency, you'll become aware of these repeating patterns and the as above, so below principle, the principle of correspondence. And it's pretty crazy because everything in your reality is speaking to you very loudly, okay, and synchronizing to you to deliver a powerful message to help you awaken, to self-realize, to self-actualize, and to become an enlightened being, which is your destiny. And when you get to this level where the synchronicities are so overwhelming, literally everything in your reality is speaking to you so loudly, it can be really overwhelming. So you have to just go slow, and you have to just meditate a lot. You'll be drawn to meditation. You'll find that you'll just want to go and meditate. Your intuition will guide you to just go and lay down or sit down or be still or go somewhere quiet, because the information that's coming in is a lot. It's a lot. And a lot of people end up in a place like a psych unit or the hospital, or suffering with mental illness, depressed, psychotic. People go mad, right? You just have to really take it slow. You're not going crazy. You're not going mad. You're not insane. You do go through this process of losing your mind. You enter a state of no mind and create infinite spaciousness within you for the divine to come in. So it can feel like you are losing your mind as you go through the stages and phases. But I promise you, you're not crazy, you're not insane, you're perfect, you're divine, your whole life is a divine orchestration. Everything that's ever happened to you has been perfectly planned and executed. Your higher self and your oversoul does not make any mistakes, has never made a single mistake, and you are being guided exactly where you need to go to fulfill your destiny, your mission, to live your dream life, to actualize everything that you desire, so you can surrender to your higher self, to this higher power within you, and let it all flow. Just let it flow. That's the secret. Surrender is powerful. People mistake surrender for weakness. Surrender is true power. The less control you have over your incarnation, the less you interfere, and the less that you let your ego interfere with your life, get the ego out of the way, let your higher self, your God self, take over, execute the divine plan as efficiently as it is able to, and watch all of your dreams manifest into your reality with no effort required on your behalf. Effortless effort, right? In Taoism, they know this. They call it Wu Wei, effortless effort. Action in inaction, right? That's the principle of Wu Wei. It's very powerful. So there's all this power in just doing nothing and meditating and going into your mind. The kingdom of heaven is inside you and it is outside you, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. So it's all good. You can just relax. Let it all come to you. You're a magnet, right? You're a magnet for everything that you desire. Let it come to you. Hold a high frequency. Holding a high frequency is the most powerful thing that you can do. And if you really love people and if you want to help others, right, holding a high frequency is the only thing that you can do to help someone. Everything is frequency, energy, and vibration, right? Nikola Tesla knew this. Albert Einstein knew this. And it becomes really obvious when you meditate in deep contemplation of the divine, yourself, your true nature, and allow it to be revealed to you with grace and ease. Okay, guys, it's not hard, right? I'm trying to make it really simple with this wisdom that I share. I pray that it helps. I pray that you have a great day. I love you. Namaste. See you in the next video.